How's everybody doing today? Today I really wanted to talk about the third anniversary, and I wanted to section this out into like 3 topics, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Definitely be sure to like, share, subscribe, and aside from that, let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, I do want to talk about the popularity poll. I would say generally I'm somebody who always supports, for people to stand on their own ideals and definitely go for what you want in the game. Let's just say that some of the units that are on the poll, I'm not entirely sure why they're there. Specifically, I would say the Warriors of the Crystal. I really like them as just being Warriors of the Crystal. I don't really want to see a different iteration of them. It kind of takes away from what they are. And with everything that's kind of going on in this story, it feels like we're going to get a good guy Sottile regardless. So I'm only here to kind of make suggestions as far as like who I would go for. And definitely I will say who I voted for. So with all the choices that are available, I honestly just feel like it would have been best for them to put more MR units. It would have been really interesting to kind of see units that don't have limit breaks and, are just trapped to that lower rarity, kind of get a boost in power. I was definitely looking at some of the units that people were suggesting, and some people want to go for Joom, some want to go for Velas, just because like I guess they like them or they're already, kind of powerful in the game. Which is definitely why I want to take a step back and like kind of look at the bigger picture of things. Characters like Revelka and definitely Renelle, they have awesome designs, and I would like to see them in a different light. Overall, just kind of see them just being more usable in the game. And then you have other MR units that are just, like I said, left in the dust, not even really considered. And seeing how they did Shadowlinks, it would really be interesting to just see these MR characters get a buff in power. But on a personal note, I probably would have went for Resnick if she didn't get the Lunar New Year buff. So as far as the top 3, I had to go with Revelka and definitely Renelle, but for my number 1 pick, I had to go with Raychaz. Raychaz to me is just like an extremely interesting unit. Maybe they can make her something different. Physical Samurai, being limited to being a selection quest character. I don't know if they're going to do something in the future to give them limit breaks or to make them more powerful. And I honestly wouldn't be opposed to them taking that route. That'd be kind of awesome. But regardless of who you guys vote for, and definitely let me know in the comment section, it'd be kind of interesting to kind of see where people's heads are at the end of the day, definitely just vote for whoever you want to. I definitely love when War of the Visions does things like this. It keeps the community kind of like interactive, and it gives us a little bit more pull as far as like what we want to see in the game as far as the characters go or whatever. And I would really like to see more of this stuff in the future for sure. And aside from just the popularity poll, I definitely highly recommend that everybody does the survey. Honestly, it was not as long as I thought it was going to be. It was really just a few quick questions, and more so they were interesting questions as far as like future collabs that we would want to see. And with that, I have to recommend that you guys check out the videos that I make talking about future collabs, the wish list that I make, and I'm pretty sure that some of you guys would agree with the things that are on there. Once again, it was really interesting to see what people were saying in the comment section, and they were actually saying a couple of things that I had made mention to. So like I said, I have to recommend to check that out. But with the survey, they were asking questions like what we would want to see in the game as far as like, game modes, or just overall how to make the game a better place, and just overall how to make the game just generally better. It really seems like the devs are trying to promote the game in a positive light and reassure the community that they care. And I really do appreciate these kind of things. They're trying to just get into the head, pick the brains of everybody who plays the game. And as long as we can see things like this, it kind of lets us know that the devs are still really trying to just get this game into a healthy area, reassuring us about what's going on with the offer wall situation. So I really hope that overall this had a positive effect when it comes to the community. I know everybody was kind of upset about the offer wall thing, but we just really need to practice patience when it comes down to it. Yes, they did not handle it how they should have, and they didn't handle it as snappy as they should have, but they're really just trying to handle it the best that they possibly can. And I just really hope that that translated well over to the community. The last thing I really wanted to talk about was how they are really trying to grow the player base by being generous, but I feel like they shouldn't neglect the veterans. Like, it feels like they're trying to really get new players, offering a lot of viz, a lot of rewards, just a lot of incentive to overall just play the game. And I feel like if you don't have an account that you're really comfortable with, or like units that you really like, maybe you missed out on some collabs, now is like an excellent time to just re-roll an account. Definitely go for just something new. You'll have all the story to farm, all the selection quest things to farm, on top of all the viz and all the things that they're just giving away generally for just being a new player. So I'm really hoping that this combined with that survey is just going to just make it a better place for the veterans. And I really hope that they listen to the things that we are saying. Definitely let me know what kind of like suggestions did you make as far as trying to make the game overall better. Because to me, like, I really want game modes, but I feel like just one really rewarding, fun game mode that is just not based off of events or collabs, it's consistent and something that we can just constantly do, can definitely give this game a facelift and definitely just give everybody a good morale boost and more incentive to not only just play the game, but promote it to maybe their friends or something like that. Because I personally don't mind the grind, but overall, overall, I wouldn't want to just put somebody else in this position just because of how I feel about it. But that should do it with this video. I didn't want to drag it out or make this any longer than it really had to be, but I definitely wanted to get it out, kind of talk about it, and see, just like I said, how everybody's really feeling. I also plan to make a beginner's guide for how to build units and just kind of how to play the game in general for people who are new to the situation. So if that is something you'd be interested in, definitely let me know in the comments section as well. And aside from that, I really hope you guys have a nice day, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Take it easy.